When you hear the word Japan, what comes to mind? A country where you can safely walk alone at night, traditional crafts passed down for thousands of years, and a culture so unique that it exists nowhere else in the world, shaped by Japan being an island nation, somewhat closed off from the outside. But today, that image of Japan is quietly, yet very steadily, starting to change. So today I want to talk about something that's becoming a huge topic inside Japan right now, the intensifying debate over immigration policy and the growing sense of cultural anxiety behind it. I'll be sharing this from a calm, neutral perspective. No shouting, no extremes. During a recent election period in Japan, one political group suddenly gained a lot of attention on social media, even outside the country. That was the Japan Conservative Party, and especially the comments made by its leader, author Naoki Hyakuta.
やっぱり移民問題ですね、もう今、移民問題というのはね、これ、もうもしかしたら、今、日本が抱えている多くの問題の中で、一番大きな問題かなと思いますね。というのは、移民問題というのは、私、これ、方々で言ってますけど、ある一定量移民が増えて、ある一線を超えるとですね、もうね、二度と元に戻らないんですよ、日本という国は。はい。日本社会、日本文化が変容してしまえば、もうこれはね、あとどんな政策をもってしても、もう二度と元に戻すことはできません。それは何でか言ったら、理論的に考えるよりも、これ、機能法的に考えて、例えばヨーロッパを見ると一目瞭然ですからね、今、ヨーロッパのいくつかの国はですね、なんとか元に戻そうと思って、もうすごい必死になっていろんなことをやってますけど、無理ですね。はい。もう我々が知ってたヨーロッパにはもう戻らないです。
His statements about immigration were seen by some as quite radical. They spread rapidly online, both inside and outside Japan, and triggered strong reactions, support, criticism, and everything in between. So, why did his words resonate so much? Because he said out loud what many Japanese people had been quietly feeling, but couldn't or wouldn't say themselves. A very instinctive fear. If we keep accepting people without a clear plan, won't our culture, traditions, and even public safety slowly fall apart? At the same time, Japan is facing a serious labor shortage. The working population is shrinking fast. To deal with this, the government has expanded systems like the Specified Skilled Worker Visa and plans to continue accepting more foreign workers in the future. This clash between economic necessity and protecting everyday life and culture is at the heart of Japan's current confusion. And of course, there's no simple answer here. People who support immigration say, Japan's population is declining. Agriculture, construction, elderly care. Without foreign workers, Japanese society simply won't function. Multicultural coexistence is the only way Japan can survive. On the other hand, those who are more cautious argue, relying too easily on foreign labor only leads to wage stagnation. Even more concerning, accepting people without proper laws, education, and systems in place can result in worsening public safety and cultural friction. And once a society breaks, it may never fully recover. So let's pause for a second and calmly organize the pros and cons. The reason the government can't easily stop immigration, even if it wanted to, is because of unavoidable economic realities. The biggest benefit is obvious: filling labor shortages. In agriculture, construction, and nursing care. Jobs that many Japanese people avoid because they're physically demanding. Foreign workers are now absolutely essential. Their spending and tax contributions also help support Japan's shrinking economy. That part is undeniably true. But the costs aren't small. Concerns about public safety, concerns about cultural erosion. In some areas, people say, it doesn't even feel like Japan anymore. You mostly see foreign residents, and shop signs aren't even in Japanese. There's also criticism that an increase in low-wage labor ends up preventing overall wage growth for Japanese workers. During the election, Hyakuta repeatedly warned, don't let Japan become the next Europe. He pointed to countries like Sweden and France, which once embraced multiculturalism and actively accepted immigrants. But what happened after that? In some areas, immigrant communities became isolated, creating what some describe as another country inside the country. Places where local laws and cultural norms no longer function. This has reportedly led to a sharp rise in crime and even the cancellation of traditional cultural events. Once the social bonds that hold a society together are broken, no matter how much money you pour in, they may never fully return. Mr. Hayakuta's message is very clear. Energy policy or tax cuts, even if they fail, you can fix them later. But immigration policy is different. If you make a mistake once, there's no second chance. A culture and history that Japan has protected for over 1,000 years could disappear in just a few decades. These words went viral not just because they were dramatic political rhetoric, but because they're grounded in what many people see as a harsh reality unfolding in Europe right now. And this isn't some distant problem anymore. It's no longer someone else's fire across the river. In Japan itself, serious issues from the residents' point of view are starting to surface. One symbolic example is what's been happening in Kawaguchi City, Saitama Prefecture. Local residents have been raising desperate voices almost every day. "I can't sleep because of loud music and noise late at night. Garbage rules are completely ignored, and the neighborhood is getting dirtier. When we try to warn them, we're intimidated instead." What residents are really feeling is this: the place where I live no longer feels like it belongs to me. In recent years, tensions between some groups of foreign residents, local citizens, and even local government have escalated, to the point where reports describe situations that were one step away from serious violence. On a large-scale riot near Kawaguchi Municipal Medical Center, a conflict between acquaintances within a Kurdish group escalated, and around 100 people gathered near Kawaguchi Municipal Medical Center, an emergency hospital. The situation turned violent. One man reportedly wielded a knife, and clashes broke out. Dozens of police cars were dispatched. Because of this chaos, the hospital had to stop accepting emergency patients for about 5.5 hours. That meant real harm. Local residents were unable to use an emergency hospital during life-threatening situations. This shocked the entire community. Protests and obstruction of on-site inspections by politicians. Members of the Japan Conservative Party, local assembly members, and journalists conducted on-site inspections to investigate illegal dumping, illegal parking, and the reality of dismantling companies' material storage yards. During these inspections, some foreign groups reportedly followed the inspectors by car, shouted protests, and physically blocked their way. On social media, people fiercely clashed, some saying, "This is discrimination," others arguing, "This is a legitimate investigation." Videos showing police being dispatched to tense, near-explosive scenes spread rapidly online. Friction over demolition yards and material storage sites. Large material yards have been built close to residential areas, causing problems like late-night and early morning noise, dangerous driving by overloaded trucks, and even fires. Residents say that even when they ask the local government to intervene, current laws make enforcement difficult. And when they try to speak up directly, they're told, "We don't understand the language," or accused of discrimination. Frustration has been boiling over. From petitions to local government and the hate label. The Kawaguchi City Council adopted a formal request calling for stricter enforcement against illegal acts by some foreign residents. In response, support groups criticized this move, arguing it could promote discrimination against foreigners as a whole. But residents pushed back, saying, "We're dealing with real concrete problems. We're just asking for the law to be followed." Why is that called discrimination? This gap between claims of rights and everyday safety and living conditions is creating even deeper conflict. Because of issues like those involving Kurdish communities, Japanese people have become far more aware of immigration as a serious topic, and this is something Japan will continue to face going forward. So I want to ask you, watching this video, what does the version of your country that you love look like? If the culture and values of the place you were born and raised were threatened by other cultures, how would you feel? My hope is that hundreds, no, thousands of years from now, the unique culture and traditions cultivated on this island nation will still shine just as brightly, and that Japan will remain a country that is meaningful, valuable, and attractive not only to its own people, but to people from all over the world.
Earst Japan will continue bringing you the real charm of Japan and the latest topics you need to know. So, I'll see you in the next video.